right, guys, welcome back to another video. So I know what happened with everything surrounding PlayStation today with their financial reports and I guess their business update. I'm going to be talking about that tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. So make sure to not miss that video. But tomorrow is also a huge day in Xbox. So a lot of Xbox fans are on edge waiting for Xbox to give us more clarity about the future of Xbox and what they are going to be doing with their games, potentially their hardware, all of those types of things. So tomorrow should be really exciting. I'm actually excited for the show. I'm not dooming and glooming it. I'm not sitting here scared of what's going to happen. I think the future is extremely bright for Xbox with all of the games that they do have, even if they put games on PlayStation. The smart strategy, in my opinion, going forward with everything that has happened within the gaming industry. And again, I'll go over and talk more about that in tomorrow's video, but there are people sitting on edge for tomorrow's announcement. And now we kind of have some more information as to what can be expected at tomorrow's show, as some anonymous employees came out and discussed what was said at the town hall meeting last Tuesday. So if you remember, the rumors came out, I think it was about Sunday night. And then all hell broke loose on social media. The shitstorm went nuts. Everybody was just coming up with crazier and crazier rumors as the week went on. While all this was happening, Xbox didn't come out and say anything. Phil Spencer did eventually tweet and saying that we were going to be getting that update, which is tomorrow. But they did have an internal town hall, obviously to calm down employees who were looking at social media and seeing what was going on and probably getting swept up in the rumors and swept up in just the negativity towards the Xbox brand. That's the thing. Xbox is huge. Microsoft is a huge company. Many employees don't actually know what is happening from the top business perspective. So there are people within Xbox that don't even know what's going to be said tomorrow. So we'll get all that information. But Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond, they talked during a town hall meeting, and there's an anonymous employee here that has come out and said what was said at this town hall meeting. So first of all, they used Palworld. So images of Palworld were shown across screens on February 6th at the internal Xbox town hall. Microsoft Gaming's CEO Phil Spencer and Xbox President Sarah Bond held with employees. And the meeting last Tuesday came right after the rumors swirled around Xbox exclusive Starfield. That's what blew everything out. People were discussing Hi-Fi Rush. People were discussing Sea of Thieves. And there were people who thought it was fine. People didn't think it was fine. And people had explanations why they don't think they should do it, as I did at that point. Mainly is because if they were just going to put it on to PlayStation, I think that it would have been rug pulling. But my thought was they were just going to do it. And we were going to get an announcement from like Tango Gameworks and Nintendo saying Hi-Fi Rush is here. But if they do a business update and communicate the strategy, make it extremely clear what the future is, then I think it is fine. But then there was also talk about Pentiment going over and all of these games, right? So all of that's kind of irrelevant because what really blew up the rumors was Starfield. Then there was essentially lists of games people were reporting out that were coming to PlayStation. And I think a lot of that stuff has been walked back. A lot of those rumors I don't think are true. And obviously we will hear more tomorrow. But they also says here, multiple Microsoft employees who were present for the virtual Xbox town hall described the event to Inverse ahead of the public announcement coming on February 15th. Spencer confirmed to employees that there would be future hardware. So we already know that there is going to be future hardware for Xbox, and added that it would be safe to assume another Call of Duty was coming this October. He addressed the company's recent job cuts and said that it had been a hard decision to stop things that weren't working. So it's a bit more insight as to why they had to cut 1,900 jobs. Redundancy would be one reason, just logically common sense thinking about it. The other reason, they were obviously looking at stuff that just wasn't an efficient business process, and they had to make decisions going forward as to getting rid of those jobs. So those are all included into the 1,900 people that were laid off. And then Sarah Bond comes out and says every screen is an Xbox. This, as Bond said in an internal meeting, according to multiple sources who requested anonymity as they were not authorized to speak to media. Bond spoke extensively about Xbox's strategy of existing on multiple kinds of devices and greater ambitions of becoming the #1 cross-platform gaming company. Now, that is nothing new. This is the exact same thing that Xbox has been saying forever now. I mean, for many years. When you think about the Xbox ecosystem, every screen is an Xbox and can be an Xbox because of the cloud, pretty much. But then also putting their games on PC and then having the console experience. So nothing really new out of that. And I have a feeling that it's going to be a very similar sentiment tomorrow when they do come out. They're going to be talking about every device can be an Xbox, or every screen can be an Xbox, and that there can be multiple kinds of devices existing within the Xbox ecosystem. And they're probably going to come out and say things like, Xbox already exists on PlayStation and Nintendo with a ton of games that are from Xbox Game Studios already on those platforms, legacy titles mainly. And you have games like Minecraft. And they're probably going to continue with that and saying that some other games are going to exist on those platforms. That's what my guess is. I think it's mainly going to be about Bethesda and ABK games. I don't really see any of the Temple franchises like Halo and Gears and stuff coming over. But again, I could be wrong on all that. But this is nothing new. And they even mention this here. They say this isn't the first time Xbox has shared its multi-device strategy. In 2020, Xbox Gaming Devices and Ecosystem Vice President Jason Ronald told me, so this is the person writing the article, that Xbox is not trying to force the player to upgrade to an individual device or to make things exclusive to this device or that device. He estimated that this strategy has been in place since Spencer became head of the company in 2014, a year after the release of the Xbox One. And that essentially was the underlying strategy of the Xbox One, making the Xbox One the box for everything that you do. Every screen that you use for entertainment could be done via the Xbox, and you kind of extrapolate that out. And instead of making everything on the box, they're taking the box essentially and putting it into everything so that you can play Xbox no matter what screen that you are on. They want Xbox to be everywhere with you no matter where you go. And I mean, making a handheld will help make that strategy better. Cloud gaming obviously is still kind of in its infancy. It's not the best technology out there. People still have issues with connections, especially when you're outside, not on Wi-Fi and stuff. So there's so many things here that they could end up doing to expand out this strategy. And one of those things potentially is going to be putting their games on to PlayStation and to the Nintendo Switch. Now, the other interesting thing here is at this meeting, to illustrate the idea, they showed images of Pal World on tablets, TV screens, monitors, and handheld devices. And they say internally employees expressed surprise at seeing so much Pal World and joked about the possibility of an Xbox handheld, which has also been rumored. Xbox did not return multiple requests for comments. And as we know, Pal World from Pocket Pair is a console exclusive to Xbox, is also available on PC, but it is not on the PlayStation 5. And when Pal World launched, it became the biggest game around. Everybody was playing it and everybody was talking about it. So maybe that's why they were using Pal World, but there's still those thoughts that people believe that Pal World and Pocket Pair could be a very good strategic acquisition for Xbox, trying to grow in places like Japan, trying to grow in the Asian markets, and then having a game that is just super massive would make complete sense for them. So maybe it's just for marketing, because they did have a marketing piece as well come out of Pal World, which I thought looked awesome. They did a really good job on that. But tomorrow is going to be interesting. And what is crazy about all of this is the PlayStation stuff that we got today, I think, takes the heat off of Xbox in a huge way, because really no matter what Xbox announces tomorrow, you can't really say, well, they're the only ones doing it, because PlayStation is seemingly going to be doing the same thing. And call me crazy, this is just a potential theory, and it may make zero sense whatsoever, but maybe waiting all the way till tomorrow for this announcement, for this business update, was strategic. Maybe they had a hunch as to when the PlayStation call was going to be, and they saw the writing on the wall of the future of the gaming industry, and the future is multi-platform. And they assumed, based off of, if you follow the market from PlayStation's perspective, their profit margins have not been good for a decent time now. They need to increase those profit margins. And how do you increase those profit margins? You put your games into broader areas. You put it on other platforms. You put it in front of more people. So they probably have a pretty good prediction at Xbox and Microsoft that PlayStation is going to be following along the same line. So you wait for them to come out after the shitstorm that occurred, and then you do yours, and the heat's kind of off of you. So it'll be exciting tomorrow. I'm excited to see what they have to say, and we will definitely be talking about it. But I will end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.